Oh my gosh, man. What an interesting week to be a Jazz fan, huh?
It was a very interesting week.
Yes.
It was, and especially because how much we were in the news with everything.
Oh, yes. Before we get into the content, folks, as a reminder, we did launch a channel specifically for your Utah Jazz called Utah Jazz DNA. All of our Utah Jazz content will be posted here first. So if you have not yet, check it out in the description. If you're watching this on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, or checking us out on the podcast, we do have a channel dedicated for your Utah Jazz. A link to that channel is in the description down below. Make sure you like the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Like it too. Just say, hey, I like this channel.
Yeah.
But also subscribe.
Comment and tell us how much you like it.
Exactly. That's even better. I like it.
Yeah. Comment.
Like it.
Tell us you like it, and then hit like.
Exactly. We will be giving away a jersey on this channel once the channel hits 1,000 subscribers. So be sure to tune in for that. Make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah.
For that giveaway. All right. So when it comes to the Utah Jazz, man, the first thing we got to talk about is going to be. We're still riding the high from Triple J being traded to the Utah Jazz. Did you hear his press conference where he's like, "I've got title ambitions for my time here in Utah"?
Yeah.
You love to hear that. He's like, "Yeah, I want to bring a title," but to have that kind of statement in a press conference was really cool to see. The guy isn't necessarily. He wasn't like asked if he wanted to be traded here, or this wasn't a destination spot for him. But the fact that he's taking it seriously and knowing that the team wants him here and he's willing to give it his best, and when you see him out there, man, he's doing pretty well.
He's played exceptional.
Yes. Before we get into the exceptional stuff, let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that's not so exceptional. We got to talk about his debut. And honestly, I think all of this wouldn't be as big a deal if it wasn't his debut.
Right.
If this was like the third or fourth game, then it would be a completely different story. But because this was during his debut, I think it was the biggest issue because a lot of people were watching this game.
Absolutely.
So the Utah Jazz lost to the Orlando Magic 120 to 114. The Jazz were up by 14 to 17 points going into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And the Jazz sat Keyonte, Triple J, and Lauri Markkanen for the fourth quarter, all of the fourth quarter.
And Yusif Nurkic.
And Nurkic, yes. Nurkic was also on the bench there, too. It's funny how he's like one of our main players, but he's not like one of our players, our core team, which, by the way, man, we got to keep that guy.
Oh, dude, I'll be so mad.
Yeah.
He's been – it's funny because I didn't realize, I've seen this guy play over the years. And – he plays with so much emotion and he's just so much fun to watch, and he's sneaky good. It's like you have no idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's really good. And I also really like his, what's the word I'm looking for? He's kind of got a Joe Ingles, slow-mo Joe mentality. He's not going to blow past you, but man, he's got the right reads.
Yep.
He knows his
he
size
makes
well.
Great passes.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. We got a couple of comments here that we'll hit real quick that we've got from McKinley. I think we all know why this is such a big deal, sports gambling and those big scandals that blew up just a couple months ago, guys that were leaving games early and screwing with players' props. That is a unique take on that. I have not seen that.
I did not even think about that, actually.
That is actually a really good take McKinley.
Great take.
Not what I was thinking, for sure. The Jazz are taking is nothing new. The Pelicans did it in 2019, and the Raptors did it last year.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get into all that for sure. The NBA is just worried about pissing off sports books partners that give them a lot of money, while the Jazz's problems are fault due to gambling scandals. It looks bad. Also the Jazz make a perfect straw man punching bag. You're just stepping all over on notes here, dude. Look at him. Straw man paper punching bag for the national media to bring up this topic without saying the quiet part out loud. Yes, dude, this is all spot on. I didn't even think about the gambling side of things, which is funny because that's usually the first place I go.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually
both of us naturally go there quite a bit.
Yeah. Just so you know, you guys won't ever see sports betting sponsorship on this channel.
Nope.
Even if they do reach out to us, we're on our high horse.
They haven't yet.
Yeah. Let's just put that
but
way.
if they do, your boy's turning it down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're not going to hear us saying, call. What is the big one?
You're like, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks or whatever,
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not going to do any of that stuff. Because we have our
they're probably not going to, because of how much we trash every sports betting application.
Just know that we
DraftKings.
Yeah, me and him are in. They had to back up a truckload, in order for us to be able to do
Yeah.
that. I wouldn't say never, but I would probably, like, if you see us doing a DraftKings read or something like that,
Just know we quit our full-time jobs.
just know that they backed it up a
Yeah.
big old Briggs truck for us, and they'll never do that for a little tiny Utah channel, so we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when it comes to that game, obviously the Jazz lost that game in the fourth quarter, and it basically made everybody's pennies in a twist. So, I mean, I don't know what the NBA really wants from the Utah Jazz. They played their guys. We got fined last year for not playing our guys. We played our guys,
Yeah.
and they're still mad.
Yeah.
I'm not quite understanding this argument. And like, oh, well, you intentionally lost the game. Really? Well, what happened the next game, AJ? When we did the exact same
thing.
And they won against another potentially playoff Miami Heat team.
Yeah. That was playing all of their starters in the fourth quarter.
Yes. And yet somehow we benched our starters and still won the game. So thanks, Isaiah, for balling out and everything. But, you
Bryce
know,
Sensabaugh played out of his mind. Kyle Filipowski played great basketball.
Yep.
Had some clutch free throws down the game. Like,
Ace Bailey had some killer dunks.
oh, Ace Bailey actually played really well. Defensively, he played really well in that game.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great place to start. How much faith does it give you in this team? And how exciting is it to see these guys playing in fourth quarter, meaningful minutes, right? You're playing against a potential playoff team in the Miami Heat. You know, you don't got any backup. You don't got Lauri Markkanen to come out and make a shot if you need it. You don't got Jaren Jackson Jr. that's going to block a shot if you need it. Mm-hmm. You don't got Yusif to make the pass. Like, these guys are out there, second, third year players, you know, some deep bench guys that, like John Conchar. I had no idea who he was before the Jazz picked him up. I'd never seen him play in Memphis. Played some great defensive minutes. Mm-hmm. Williams Jr. played some great defensive minutes.
Yes.
And it was really refreshing to see these guys go out there and play with so much intensity and so much energy. And to know that we have guys that are 2 or 3 spots out of a starting rotation that you can count on to get good minutes and just come and bring the energy. It makes me very excited for the future of this team.
Yeah, when you're intentionally trying to lose the game
and still
and
winning.
your backups to your backups are still going at it
Yes.
against another team's destination city's team's starters.
Yeah.
So
and a good coach in Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, like, what do we like? That's what I want to know. What are the Jazz supposed to do? Obviously, they're not going to try and win games. They're one of 9 other teams in this year that are not trying to win games.
Yeah.
So what do you want the Jazz to do?
Yeah,
We played our guys.
We played our guys.
Played our guys.
That's it.
Do you want them not to play the first 3 quarters and just play 15? Just play all the fourth. You know,
reverse it.
Like, what do you want? Like, because I think that's the only quarter that anybody's paying attention to. You know, so because they sat then, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of this one. I think what the Jazz need to do, and that kind of leads us into our next piece there, is like, what are the Jazz going to be able to do to lose games down the stretch? Because this strategy of sitting our players in the fourth, we've done it twice. Once it worked, the other time it didn't. And we can't go 50-50 the rest of the way, AJ.
You know the best part, though?
What's that?
As good as it is, and as good as, like, as much as I don't want to see them win these games, because we got to get this top 8 pick, right? The best part is the Jazz are operating within the rules. And guess what that means? There's nothing the NBA can do about it.
Absolutely nothing.
They're nothing. You brought Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. and all your star players out to the game, and they played 3 quarters, and there's nothing they can do about it.
It's really funny is that Keyonte didn't play against Miami, right?
He had a sprained ankle.
Yeah, so he's actually hurt.
He is actually, like, there is video evidence of him hurting his ankle.
Like, not Jazz hurt, but like actually hurt. And the Jazz still won that game.
Interestingly enough, though, when the Jazz originally released the depth chart for tonight's game, the one that's playing tonight, against I believe the Kings is who they're playing tonight. When they originally released that, they had Lauri Markkanen out for rest. And about 6 hours later, they revised it and he was available.
Oh, yeah. Well.
So I don't know if that warranted a phone call to see Lauri Markkanen on rest or if the Jazz just changed their mind. But they're making sure that they find all of the gray areas and they're doing what they can. And I love it because these guys need these minutes. They need minutes in these games.
That's to your original point there. The minutes that the rest of the team is getting in this situation is invaluable. Taylor Hendricks obviously was hurt, so we didn't get this type of level of play. But Cody Williams, I mean, that guy, would have been forgotten on a bench that we're trying to win. Because, like you said, next, if you miss, like David Locke said it today, if you miss 3 defensive assignments in a row, you're not playing on this team.
Yeah.
Next year, you're just done. Coach Hardy's not having it. Doesn't matter what your name is on the back of your jersey, what your number is. If you blow it,
where you were drafted, where you went to college, it don't matter.
Don't matter. We are playing to win games starting next year, and if you are not on board, you're not playing.
Yeah,
like it's that simple next year. So yeah, this year, we to get those players valuable minutes to be able to hold a lead and win a game. When they're only playing like 8 guys that are available in the fourth quarter, which is really crazy. The other time they beat, was it the Pacers with 7 guys? Like it's getting a little. Yeah, I understand it's getting a little ridiculous, and we'll get into this here in our next subject here. But yeah, man, I love it because you're right. And again, I'm par on this on a different sport altogether. I love it because guess what we're talking about? The media is talking about Jazz basketball.
You gotta love it.
The national media is talking about a team that's only on TV 2 games this entire season on national TV, and everybody's talking about it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. They can keep wanting to complain all they want. It's the rules. You don't like the rules, then change them.
Yeah.
Here's where I kind of I'm kind of not loving it. So I don't know if you saw the notes that we threw up there earlier today.
Yeah.
Okay, so these were the comments by Bobby Marks of ESPN that stated on national television that the Utah Jazz are messing with the integrity of the NBA. So let's be clear here. Okay, tanking is a huge, huge problem in the NBA. It is absolutely an epidemic in the NBA. Probably one of their biggest problems right now. I'd say it's their second biggest problem, and if you don't know what the first one is, scroll back to McKinley Cutler's comments and you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
But so tanking is a huge issue. And over any given year, 25% of the teams are trying to do whatever they can not to win games. It is an issue. Bobby Marks is 100% accurate on that. But Bobby Marks singling out the Utah Jazz, to me, is just cowardice.
Oh, it is.
He is choosing a time when the majority of the NBA isn't going to defend, comments against, right? He's picking on a time where this isn't the San Antonio Spurs. This isn't the OKC. This isn't Philadelphia. This is the team in Utah that most people outside of Utah don't take this team very seriously, even when we're good.
Yeah.
Right? So he took the time to say this when there's a team that is, like you mentioned, a punching bag, an easy target to say this. And I think it's really, like I said, the word is cowardice, in my opinion, to say something like that and to call it the Jazz.
Oh, and I totally agree. Because if the NBA wants to do something to fix it, then they need to do something to fix it. But don't rely on all these people that are ESPN analysts and stuff to say the Jazz shouldn't be doing this. And all of this social media and just mainstream media presence to say the Jazz are doing this and pointing it out very specifically. It's not helping. Like
no.
This isn't fixing it.
No.
You think the Jazz, because Bobby Marks went on ESPN and said this, you think the Jazz are going to be like, Bobby Marks said that we should definitely play Lauri in the fourth quarter? Because the answer is absolutely not.
Yeah.
Did you see Will Hardy's comments?
No.
Well, somebody asked like, hey, at what point in that Miami game were you ever, how close were you to putting Lauri back in to ensure you guys got the win? And he said, I wasn't.
Nice.
That's it. That's all he had to say. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was not putting him back in.
No, and I like it because he's a developmental coach. He's getting developed young players.
Yeah,
he's getting an opportunity. He's getting a nice extension for all his tanking, right?
Yeah,
yes, 100% agree. But like, it's just for me, this is the issue. This didn't happen for the 3 times the Spurs did this over the last 30 years. Philadelphia with the process. OKC did this for 3 years and just gathered draft capital. No one said anything about that.
Yeah, even
Danny Ainge did it with Boston. And there was nothing there. When it comes to Utah, that's when everybody decides, okay, we're going to do something about this. And the scary part is we know the NBA's draft has rigged the draft before.
Yeah.
We have enough circumstantial evidence that if you want to turn your head, look the other way, be my guest there. But the frozen envelope thing is a real thing. It's just they. You can explain to me all the day how fortunate it was with 1% chance that the Dallas Mavericks got Cooper Flag after they traded away Luka. You know, like you can convince me all you want that was just a coincidence.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, but that's my problem though. Is everybody pointing the finger like, oh, see, look, the Jazz get the number 1 draft pick this year. It's this kind of talk is going to make the NBA. This is my worry. This kind of talk is going to make the NBA make sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
In a year where we have, we've never gotten draft lottery. The best chance we've ever gotten was Griffin, Daryl Griffith, I believe, when we got the number 2 overall pick. And this is going way back before my time.
Yeah.
And then the best pick we've got after that was Enes Kanter for number 3. We traded up to get Darren Williams at the number 2. So we've never had draft luck. And the year that it should be going our way, this talk is going to cause the NBA to stack the deck against us.
Yeah. And it's really tough to watch, especially when you have a coach as good as Coach Hardy, that he really is focusing on developing and evaluating these young guys to see what he has and how, and for him, he's using this season to put together a plan of how he's going to win next season. And all of these issues don't come back to the Jazz. Other teams have done this in the past. I mean, McKinley just mentioned in the comments, the Raptors, the Nets, like you said, OKC, like
Spurs have done it 3 times.
The Spurs, like the Spurs
3
didn't magically end up with
times.
Victor Wembanyama.
What about the Admiral? They did it to get the Admiral, and they sat the Admiral when he was healthy to get Tim Duncan. They've done this several times.
And the thing is if the NBA wants to fix this, it's really easy. The bottom 12 teams all have the same chance to win the number 1 pick.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's it. If everybody in the bottom 12 has the same chance for the number 1 pick, what is your reason for trying to lose the most games?
Yeah.
You have none. You go out there and you try to develop your players the best you can, and you give them as many minutes as possible. And if you're that bad, you deserve just as much as the next team that's really bad.
So that'd be everybody that didn't make the play-in, right?
Exactly.
Ooh,
the bottom 12 teams.
I like that. Either A, get revenue for being in the position of postseason games.
Or you have the same chance to win the number 1 overall pick and make it truly a lottery where every team has the same. That's how you fix it. So why don't we do that? Well, because the NBA can't rig it if they do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if you
They
actually
can't-
give everybody the same odds, you can't point it in a direction. I mean, I guess technically you still could. It might look even more random, but it's going to be, it should be one of those bottom 12.
Yeah. There are some other things floating away, like you can't be in the top 4 in multiple years in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then you just have to wait for a good year and then let them get it every single time.
Yeah.
There's just a whole bunch of that I just think is a complete and total mess. But I love that idea. I think that's a great idea. And yeah, just kind of put a bow on this one, man. While he is absolutely right, why Bobby Marks is absolutely right for going on national television and saying that there's an integrity issue with the NBA and tanking is part of it. To single out the Jazz again was not only just a show of cowardice, in my opinion, but also just a downright wrong statement to single out any team for doing this when everybody who's doing this is playing within the rules that the NBA allows.
Yep.
Got a couple of comments we want to hit here from McKinley here. Small market team, not many people outside of Utah like the Jazz for reasons like Gobert, COVID, Carl Pito, Stockton's recent podcast stuff. He didn't even know the Carl thing until I brought it up. Like when we were talking about it, you're like, that's the first time I heard about it.
Didn't know.
We're not going to dive into that. Be sure to look that up on your own, guys. We probably
We're
should
definitely
even
not
said that.
diving into that. That probably needs to be cut.
Yeah, we probably need to blur that part out, but be sure to look it up on your own. If any of you guys are old Jazz heads, you probably don't even know what we're talking about, but look it up. Look it up. All that makes us a perfect target, absolutely. And yeah, really want the Jazz to keep Nurk, absolutely.
I second that.
Yes, I third it. And OKC sat shy with injury a lot when tanking. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And they also still have some of the most heaviest draft capital. Maybe that should be something they fix. Stop these people from hoarding draft picks, draft capital.
Put a limit on how much draft capital you can hold. Why does one team have 26 picks in the next 4 years?
Yeah, or I think one person mentioned exceptions. protections.
Yeah.
If you want to be top 8 protected, no, it's not top 8 protected. You trade away that pick, you traded away that pick.
Yeah.
Regardless of where it is. And I like that. I don't know even why we do these protected picks. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, it's because if you make a bunch of trades and you end up being good, you don't want to give your pick up. You're okay giving it up if you're good. If you're bad, you want to keep it.
Right. But isn't the point of trading that player? I guess that's just a little bit of cat and mouse there. But if you give it, I don't know. I just think it takes some of the fun out. And the NBA is not going to do anything about this because they love the draft lottery. They love the drama it causes in the middle of the offseason.
Yep.
They love all this trading picks away. If you take away the draft lottery, and you're basically minimizing the amount of picks swapping gets done throughout the.
But also, they're encouraging this. They're encouraging teams to tank because they're allowing to protect a pick.
Yes.
Because if the Jazz would have just traded this pick to OKC, it would have been OKC's pick, and the Jazz would be playing.
Right.
But by allowing teams to protect a pick for X amount of years and X amount of terms, you're saying, hey, if you're going to lose, make sure you go all in on losing.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, guys.
Yeah.
It's tough. We could go all night on this, so we'll just kind of wrap this up one. Yeah. Love the comment. Love the talk on the Jazz today. A lot of good conversations for that, for sure. Got another one here to wrap it up. Easy fix, get rid of the lottery altogether.
Just draft it backwards.
Yeah.
Just like the NFL does.
Yeah.
The worst team in the league gets the number 1 pick.
It used to be that. Well, then you're running into the problem of everybody trying to
be the worst team in the league.
Yeah. So half the team trying to be the worst team in the league when they know.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to have a process for the draft.
Or you can just simply have it alphabetically rotate. Just boom, 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 boom. So once every 30 years you're gonna have a top pick.
Oh yeah.
And then next year you're gonna have a second pick. And so every 30 years every 25 years you have a chance to reload your team with the top 4 picks of the next coming draft. So you would literally know your window to compete is gonna be a couple of years after that. So you can stack everything that way. Anyway, got a whole bunch of options we could kind of go over. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below when it comes to Utah Jazz. Lots of good conversation there on that one. Absolutely love it. It was a lot of fun. Be sure to check us out on our channel for Utah Jazz DNA. A link to that will be in the description down below. So if you're following us for our Utah Jazz content and you have not yet, check out that channel. It's in the description down below. So be sure to check that out. We'll be giving a Jazz jersey away once this channel hits 1,000 subscribers.
Boom.